Hey everybody, this is Fighter Counts of the Geek Fighters. I'm the one who runs the thing behind the scenes. The one you see on camera right now, though, is Double RPG Reviews. He's the one actually playing the game.
Yes, it is me, Double RPG. Back to some more Double RPG greatness and more Grandia greatness for about the next 4 weekends.
And with me and Double R, is Visible Ninja.
Howdy howdy, folks.
Before we get into this, we had some big news. We had the Game Awards. We already covered. I don't want to, but we might as well touch on it, right? We should.
Oh yeah, we should deliver our full thoughts now that we had time to,
let it sink in. Yeah,
let it sink in, so that way we can actually give our full and honest updates.
Metal, you and me streamed yesterday too, so
we did.
I want you to go first.
And I streamed on Tuesday a couple times myself, but anyway, go ahead, Metal.
Yeah, you're with me. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I want to hear your thoughts, and about how you did.
Okay, all right. For the Game Awards, yeah, it was pretty much a damp squib, as they'd say. Not a whole lot came of it. I mean, yeah, we did get some interesting announcements. Obviously, seeing the Series X was probably the big one. Something we kind of weren't expecting, so that was a good one. As well as announcing Senua 2 was also.
Oh, that's right. That was, I guess it's Xbox exclusive?
Oh, Hellblade 2, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, because Ninja Theory is owned by Microsoft.
I was going to say, considering Microsoft bought Ninja Theory, yeah, I'm going to guess that Hellblade 2 is probably going to be a Series X exclusive, I'm guessing.
By the way, hi, Starchild. And he said he's glad that FF14 won something at least.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the best ongoing game, sadly. It was all thanks to good old Fortnite.
Bloody Fortnite.
So what were you saying? Go ahead, Metal.
But yeah. Like, other than that, the only other couple highlights was the Muppet sketch with
Bunsen and Beaker
game. Yeah, with Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker. That was actually legitimately hilarious. So that definitely gets points. So does Reggie's speech. Like, he can still bring it, even though he doesn't really work for Nintendo anymore. He can still bring it. And, of course, Ikumi Nakamura is adorkable as always. So
adorkable while flashing at everybody.
Well, hey.
Apparently.
Hey,
I didn't know that. I didn't even catch that.
But
yeah,
that's good. Hey, whatever. And a wild appearance by Elon Musk, just randomly in the crowd.
Next to her, by the way, I saw.
Yeah, he was sitting next to her. So yeah, a random Elon Musk appeared. Apparently, still trying to get Mario Kart to play in his Teslas, I guess. But other than that, it was a lot of just boring shit. Death Stranding didn't win all the awards, which was surprising, especially since, Sekiro actually got Game of the Year, so.
I like Wheels' theory, where Vin Diesel switched out the cards.
Yeah.
Or we could just say it how Vin Diesel pronounced Sekiro as Sekiro.
Sekiro, yeah. And the whole Fast and the Furious shit with him and Michelle Rodriguez was kind of shit, too.
Yeah, I don't know why they felt that was such a big announcement.
I know, it's like, hey guys, we got a game! Oh, and we also have this animated series that looks like
you guys had a game before. I remember it. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
Was it Tokyo Drift or whatever?
It was actually based on the fourth one, if I remember correct.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it was. You mean just Fast and Furious?
And I think I remember that Tokyo Drift actually got a arcade game.
Yeah, it did get an arcade game, that's right. But yeah, it's like, well, we got a game coming out. Yeah, and we got a new animated series. Yay. I'm kind of sad this is a long-running franchise now. But Aria, what are you doing? Sorry, my dog's yelping at something. I don't know what.
Well, Kyle knows that feeling with his dogs yelping at stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't know why.
Yeah. Welcome to my world.
Game Awards kind of shit. So some highlights, but in all, eh. But as for my stream last night, yeah, we continued playing Final Fantasy III on the Hero Club stream that we do every Friday starting at 9 Eastern. We actually managed to beat the Griffin, get through the Cave of Death, kick some mummy ass, and defeated the Jinn to complete the first part of the story. And we even got kidnapped by Charizard and got into a fight with Baphomet that I didn't know was a mandatory run encounter because I thought you could probably beat his ass. But as it turns out, you're supposed to come back much later when you're much higher level to get him to summon. So I didn't know it was a just run away kind of fight.
Oh, yeah.
I thought, if I'm tenacious enough, I can probably beat him.
Yeah. Hey, that was me with WWE Day of Reckoning, remember?
Yeah.
I sprained my wrist trying to beat Ric Flair. I
didn't know it was a must-lose scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got into the shrine that's, causing problems for the Vikings. And, we wound up getting our ass kicked by a badass rat that knows a bunch of powerful magic moves. So, yeah, that's about what we'll be picking up next time we play. So, yeah.
And by Charizard, I assume you got picked up by Bahamut, right?
Yeah, but his overworld sprite, for some reason, looks an awful lot like a Charizard.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just the proportions on some of those Eidolons or some of the monsters are not very accurate. I mean, you take a look at something like the weapons in Final Fantasy VII through the FMVs, they look monstrous, huge, but when you go up against them in the actual gameplay, they look about, I would say, 10 times smaller than what they originally are supposed to be.
Yeah. Oh, Final Fantasy and perspective. What dat? But yeah.
But then again...
yeah.
But then again, a lot of JRPGs, they do that to where the characters are in just small chibi-based sprites, and then the boss characters are all maximum large. I mean, they do that even now, even for, like, the recent Octopath Traveler. It's like, there's this one boss fight, you go up against this butler of, like, a mansion, and then all of a sudden when you go up against him, you can just see how huge his boss sprite is when compared to everybody else. It's just like... that does not make a lick of sense. But then again... it's just one of those things where they want you to suspend disbelief because it goes for that same retro style type of aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no, we had a good time, so yeah. What about you, Double R? How'd you fare?
Oh, how'd I care about the Game Awards?
I was gonna ask Double R next. You're right.
There you go. I remembered.
Nice, nice save there. But anyways, my thoughts, aside from a few surprises, like what we said with the Xbox Series X reveal and the reveal of Bravely Default 2, which is the third game in the Bravely series, by the way. Should have been called Bravely Third.
Yeah, but
I don't get why is it 2? Yeah.
Good point. And as well as the Muppet Labs with Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker, as well as Sekiro Shadows Die Twice getting the Game of the Year award. Most of it was pretty much the same as what we expect every year. It was boring, and it was just dragged on too much. And not only that, but why is it that Green Day actually made an appearance? That I'll never know.
I'll say, is Jeff Keighley, unless there was a new Tony Hawk game, I don't see what Jeff Keighley, this isn't 1999 anymore.
I was going to say, the only reasons I can think of is either they were there to promote something, which they were.
But it wasn't the game that everybody was expecting.
No, it was like a collaboration with Beat Saber, which makes sense. But yeah. Or maybe Jeff's just a huge Green Day fan.
Don't worry. He's still 1999, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just a big
Star
Green Day
Child,
fan.
exactly, Star Child. I'm with them. Why does Green Day make appearances, period?
They've already faded into obscurity.
They're a band that people will still pay to see, I guess? Even though they're long past their best days, I guess you could say that they're a bit of they're a nostalgia act nowadays. I guess you could say.
That's how I see them. It's nostalgia, yeah.
Nostalgia bait.
All of a sudden, we have Bad Religion and The Offspring.
Oh God, yeah.
Let's do the Tekken OVA soundtrack again.
Or even having Korn in Street Fighter 2, the movie, the animated movie.
Oh God, yeah.
It's like at the very end when the credits showed up. Are you ready?
Mind you, that movie had a lot of, well, let's just say very, very mid '90s music in there, like a lot of it.
Mm-hmm. But still, I thought it was a pretty decent action flick, animated action flick.
I mean, oh yeah, it is.
I mean, it didn't treat itself like Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Oh no, it was a good movie, and it gave us Violent Ken, which would make a grand total of 2 appearances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it
one of
predated
them
Violent Ken before Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final Challengers, made that character available.
Well, yeah, the only other time was in a crossover game that SNK made.
Flame.
Which one was that one?
SVC Chaos.
Oh, right.
He's one of the secret bosses.
Oh yeah. I was thinking of I don't know why, like I zoned out. So I was thinking of friggin' that Double Dragon game for the SNK made. Remember that one?
Oh yeah, Rage of the Dragons.
The one that was based off the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Rage of the Dragons is good. Yeah, I love that one too. Matter of fact, Rage of the Dragons is tied to Power Instincts. If you play
Melee, you're talking about the Double Dragon game from SNK. That was a fighting game where pretty much Marion was like a gang boss,
ghosts and stuff.
Based
off the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Casasasicos.
Finally took care of the boss.
That's for me. I don't know if you're done.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm done. It's just it was a crap show.
As for me, I felt so disappointed at that TGA's, man. Last year, so many good reactions we had, and this year they gave us nothing. And it's like, oh hey, we're just on the cusp of a new generation, but we're not actually going to give you hardly anything.
We're not going to give you jack shit.
We're gonna tell you we're gonna show you what the new Xbox looks like and the name, but not actual games.
That's nice, but
well, it's more than Sony did.
It's true, but
I mean, wow, yeah, Sony showed us like a PS5 game that.
Yeah. And that doesn't even look like a PS5
that probably
game.
Wasn't
and not to mention it's actually
probably running on a PS4 Pro for all we know.
And not to mention it actually is coming from a company that we cannot stand because of a certain somebody who likes to promote his own personal games so much, and that's a little name by RP. I'll just say that with the initials RP because that guy is no good. But yeah, just why a PS5 game by Gearbox? Because I was expecting at least something like, I don't know, the Ghosts of Tsushima to actually be announced to also get a PS5 port. I mean, makes sense. Yeah, I think LPH said it best. Any PS5 news? Sony. What PS5 news?
Exactly. And welcome, LPH.
But I think the funniest thing with the Xbox Series X, the console reveal, is that someone actually made a meme where they have Nezuko from Demon Slayer inside the Xbox Series X. It's like her own little box. Oh, poor Nezuko.
Dark Shadow also on the cusp of a new generation, but we guessed from 2 generations ago. Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, it's just the Game Awards. I mean, aside from a few things that actually were, enough to raise some eyes, it's just everything else was just. Ugh. I mean, it was like watching VGX. I'll say it that much. Where they had Joel McHale on and it wasn't even funny.
Yeah.
I mean, thank goodness that they had the Muppets there because they pretty much knew how to put on a performance, especially when they have the Goose from the Untitled Goose Game make a cameo in Muppet form. And even my dog agrees that the best part of the show.
And also, yeah, that's pretty much. I wanted to talk about my stream a little bit. I need to figure out how to get those duck races.
Oh yeah, I know it's convoluted as shit.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's like I have to do something with shooting and to be able to go up to even get to the floor where I have to fight. And then you fight, and then you do the shooting thing where you look for the leaves like I was doing. Remember that leaf part, Kyle?
Yeah, when you have to try to catch them with
you have to look for a leaf, and it has to make a quack sound, and then you get your duck.
Quack.
instead of the oh, you hear quack. LPH said,
that's not convoluted at all.
I know, right? LPH said, "Be like Nintendo. We have nothing, so wait until 2020." That's what they're doing, yeah.
And, you know, a lot of people are also curious as to why Nintendo skipped out on the Game Awards, even though Doug Bowser was there.
Mm-hmm. Starchild said, "It seems like the Game Awards was just set up by people to promote themselves. It made everyone pay attention." And LPH said, "So like the Oscars."
Yep.
Which is true, because our Kappa made a meme about that. They said the Game Awards in a nutshell. It was just a guy saying, "Look at these products, consume product. We're just gonna," it was just a giant commercial for stuff I don't care about.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't care about games except, and I haven't even played Bravely Default, but that's the closest thing I would to what I would care about.
Oh yeah, Bravely Default. I mean, that's a game that's one of those games I need to get back to. I mean, even though I bought it, it's one of those things that I still have not.
I also planted a thing in the chat for you.
where that Switch Pro? Yeah, good, very good question. Hey, Fukuwara, where's that Switch Pro that you desperately need for 2020 if you're going to compete? Ugh. But yeah, it was a head scratcher as to why Nintendo was not even there. Well, I mean, did not have a big announcement. I mean, I would have preferred something new, but at least, but thank goodness they did not show off or do a repeat of last year where they announced their first DLC fighter. People were expecting that they were going to announce the 5th DLC fighter, but thank God, because if they did that, I'd be like, okay, you guys are just being redundant. But anyway, please continue.
No, I just want to know where we at in the game now.
Oh, we crossed over a chasm to. That is a good question, because we were on an island, and you saw that I went up against those beach scorpion bosses, and then we got back on our ship because we're actually needing to sail to new land, and then all of a sudden we just flew over a chasm because our boat can actually transform into an airship, and I think we made it to the other side just fine. But yeah, I mean, since it's been about 2 or 3 weeks since we last played, it's like, I don't even know where we're at. It's just like, since we were playing that game so much, we just kind of got a steady motion with us just, constantly going through the game, and it's just like, where are we at now?
Oh, and also in the chat, Starchild said, I already said that part. LPH said, and no Spider-Man 2 or Batman.
Nope.
No, but
Spider-Man did so well. Like, you'd think, I don't know, more.
At least get a teaser,
right?
Right?
Wasn't Spider-Man one of the top games for PS4 right now?
Yeah, it's the best-selling Spider-Man game. Period.
So what the heck?
Yeah, you figure that Sony would at least do a teaser and say, "Hey, Spider-Man 2 is going to be a PlayStation 5 launch title."
Right, or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then Batman, if not. Because there could be Batman Beyond, you could do Justice League, Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Where DC at? Especially since now they're trying to regroup and they're actually doing okay with the shows. As Metal could tell you, right, Metal? The shows are okay?
Yeah, they're alright.
Especially with the crisis going on.
Oh, the whole Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Yeah.
I mean, But honestly, I'd rather that Rocksteady not do another Batman game, to be honest, because...
I know, I want a Superman or a Flash, Green Lantern, something.
Or Wonder Woman, or heck, as we said, a Justice League game. Because...
Yeah, those would be cool.
Because there's just a lot of people have been giving off rumors that Rocksteady's going to show this at the Game Awards, Rocksteady's going to show this at the Game Awards, but they don't show anything.
Yep, each time. It's been going on for a couple of years now, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I know you hold Rocksteady in high regards, but seriously though, still, I would have preferred them to actually make a Ninja Turtle title based on that gameplay from the Batman Arkham games. That would have been dope. I mean, even though we did get out of the shadows for the PS3 and 360, which was already bad in itself.
Oh god, yeah. Well, oh god, why does that remind me of the worst abomination in Turtles history?
No, that's not the worst abomination. The worst abomination is the Turtles in Time remake.
I was gonna say We Wish You a Turtles Christmas, but yeah, that was bad. I mean that was pretty bad too.
Well, yeah, it was pretty bad, especially when you have Master Splinter looking like Bigfoot's crotch, as Angry Video Game Nerd put it.
Well, that was the same Splinter from the Coming Out of Our Shells tour.
I know.
Coming out of our shells, Turtles scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, especially with how
their big floppy mouths.
Yeah, the big floppy mouths that don't look like that they're actually speaking, and they just look like static. They just look very static in their appearance.
I bought the VHS for that. Never saw it until I was like 10. I always never saw it, and then I'm like, why did I never watch this? And I put it in. Like, oh, that's why.
Oh, that's why.
That's why I never. Yeah, because it's horrifying.
Plus, coming out of their shells, Splinter, you know, best because he looks like a Furby.
And then
Starchild wrote an essay here.
And then you had the Turtles Tunes tape, which was already trippy as the other.
Not to mention, the best shredder in all history.
Oh yeah, from the Counting Out Our Shells tour.
The shredder that has a song about why
he
hates music so much.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with what Starchild said. It's true. Like, the whole award show, he's saying how, he said he thinks the award show format is a drag and it's played out. The video game industry is trying to use that format to make itself feel legit, but it already is legit. And they should go to an expo or something, which, yeah. Like, why? They're trying to be like movies, and they have all this movie crossover. Like, but you're bigger than movies now.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? Remember they outsold movies? What, years ago it already happened? They outperformed movies.
Yeah, they did.
And they still outperform movies. So I don't know why they feel like we gotta show that we're legit like movies. But you're bigger than movies.
Yeah.
If anything, movies gotta show they're like video games.
Mm-hmm.
Give it up, Smithers.
Yoink! But yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, that was also, he was right about 4 hours. That was way too long.
Oh, it wasn't. Actually, was it 4 hours? Or was it?
It started at 8:30 and it finished at almost about midnight.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense.
That's like ridiculous, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And then since I had my headsets even longer on, I was like, yo, I remember I sent you the message. I said, don't make me put on my headphones until I stream, because vertigo.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what happens with my apparently Wheels is out.
Out in the boot.
Yeah, he headed out.
Oh!
Wheels!
He headed out.
Okay, not that kind of head, but
LPH even asked a legit question: do comic books and anime even need an award show?
Nope.
No, but they still want them though.
Because if we're like
totally legit, bro.
Everybody has to be like the Oscars. Yeah, like the Oscars haven't been corrupt and everything themselves.
There we go. That's
when you see Mad Max Fury Road beat Star Wars in sound production, what?
You gotta be wondering. What
Yeah.
is that?
Like, now, granted, I think it was a better movie than Star Wars overall, but really? Like, even stuff that, like, I could admit, just objectively, like, Star Wars has the more iconic sound production.
I mean, if they ever did award show for comic books and anime, I'm sure that the entirety of the media they'd be like, wow, everybody is a bunch of weebs.
Yeah.
Oh, a bunch of
LPH said last year's no host, and Starshaw said, yeah, the Oscars have always been corrupt. Yeah. So why even try to emulate them?
Yeah.
It's a very good question.
I'm looking at the game. Yeah, that's right. Beat it. See? Even the game agrees.
Yeah, I would say we're at Ryudo's home village, and he has a very sinful past at this place.
I wish I could welcome you home, Ryudo, but the scars of the past are still too fresh.
No, you're not welcome here, as Andrew Kunoiki would
no
say
longer-
in Star Fox 64. We desire to forget what happened here. We desire to forget of you and your brother. Now, leave. Leave this village!
Yeah. Look at you old-looking old...
Big
look
nose.
Like Rugal. Looks like a tired Rugal.
Yeah, he does look... He kind of does look like Rugal a little bit.
It's just a tired version of him. Like,
It's like,
so
how could I lose King of Fighters so much? How could I die so many times? It's like,
Yeah.
I'm retiring from King of Fighters to move to this peaceful village from God knows what.
Starshaw said, don't bother. I'm leaving as soon as I finish my business here. And Starshaw said, yeah, he looks like a beat-down Rugal. He also said, I think comic books and anime are too widespread for a awards show. There's no way to really narrow that stuff down.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, video games, oh man, that's true. When the AVNs are a better award show.
That even when
Metal
Screw,
Bad but true.
even when
It
the,
is.
even when Screw Attack was around, the SAGgy Awards, the shit ass game of the year awards.
The Razzies.
Yes.
Remember those?
Oh yeah, the Golden Raspberry Awards for like worst picture, worst actor, worst supporting actress, that kind of stuff.
Like the Oscars, but for shit. And is more objective.
There was some movies I remember I didn't think it deserved Razzies, but I don't remember now. But pretty much on the nose usually.
Oh yeah. I mean there are certain movies where I feel that they were undeserving to get a raspberry. Even my dogs agrees.
Jeez. The world.
Yeah. It's like
Like they sounded like they were trying to do like an attack. Like an anime, like a double owl attack, you know?
mm-hmm.
Like they were trying to summon a hurricane. Star Chop! Yep!
Yeah, at least with the AVN, those people are really into what they are promoting. Plus, it's more like a convention setup. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, exactly. At least they are. I know I'd be.
Mm-hmm.
This is Wheels territory now. Talking about AVNs live on Twitch.
And speaking of this week, I think it was yesterday when I mentioned to you guys I beat Trails of Cold Steel 3 on the PlayStation 4.
Yes. And Part 4 got announced for when?
I wish Part 4 was announced for localization right now, but still, NIS America has not said anything yet. Even though they are interested in wanting to bring it to the West, because, you know, Part 3 ends on a cliffhanger, which it did, and that cliffhanger, oh my god, it is enough to make you want to say, where's Part 4 right now? I need to play it bad! But yeah, I will say, from what I played, it was really fun. And we definitely need to get Jerry into that camp at some point because he does really enjoy the Lunar games and the Trails games from the Legend of Heroes IP. They do feel like they are Lunar games to an extent. in terms of gameplay. Anyways, yeah, and when I live streamed this week, I was live streaming both the Sony's last PlayStation 4 State of Play for the year, as well as the Nintendo Indie World Showcase. And the State of Play wasn't terrible, but because the big highlight, of course, was Resident Evil RE3 Remake, where the Project Resistance is actually an add-on mode to Resident Evil 3 Remake.
That's right. LPH mentioned. Starchild said he knew a guy that been to an AVN. Metal.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Corpsed.
All right. Well,
this is pretty much a blurst live stream because we're missing half of our crew.
LPH said, "I remember the G4 days. X-Play had the Aquaman a Bad Game Awards show. Remember that? I actually do.
I remember. I remember when Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb would always trash on anime video games on their show, especially when it came to the Full Metal Alchemist games, which they pissed off quite a lot of purists.
Oh, and the DBZ games until Budokai 3 came out.
Mm-hmm.
Then they finally was like, this is actually a good game.
Even the Inuyasha games, too. That was like their 3 IPs that they pretty much, crapped on when it came to video game form. Dragon Ball Z, Inuyasha, and Full Metal Alchemist. And then I think after that, Naruto started to get in the mix a little bit before G4 ended up shutting themselves down.
So, Starchild said, if it's announced, it'll be like next year, like Yakuza 0 for Trails of Cold Steel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and the Inuyasha PS1 fighting game, I remember playing that game. I remember how just average that game was. It wasn't really anything spectacular, but it did have some pretty cool detailed character sprites for a fighting game. But yeah, I'm pretty sure when it comes to Trails of Cold Steel 4, it is going to be announced early next year and then be ready for release right around the time when the PlayStation 5 launches. I would like to say hopefully it releases a month before the PS5 launches, because that would actually be a good swan song RPG for the console before hitting full force with with Sony's next generation platform. Still, I cannot get over that cliffhanger. It's one of those games where it ends abruptly. It's like you expect there to be more going on in the story, but then all of a sudden screen goes black, and then all of a sudden credits pop up. I mean, it's like if you played The Conduit on the Wii, and then you go through that portal at the very end of the game, and then all of a sudden the credits just appear. But anyway, but yeah, the Sony State of Play presentation, it was actually pretty cool with the Resident Evil 3 remake, and yeah, we didn't get to see a whole lot, but we did get a good glimpse of who's developing the game, and as well as who is going to, when exactly the game's going to release, which we don't even have to wait for that long, in about the next 4 months. It's going to be released on April 3rd, a day after my sister's birthday, believe it or not. And they did give a really good modern interpretation of Jill Valentine. I was actually very surprised. It was really... I would have preferred more of her original style, but still, with her modern interpretation with how they designed her, I wasn't complaining too much.
Well, I'm just kind of sad that she doesn't have, miniskirt.
I know, because... You know the whole rule in a zombie apocalypse when it comes to women, never ever wear a miniskirt when you're in a zombie apocalypse. But Jill Valentine said, screw that, because I can kick some ass.
So the chat has a lot of stuff to read to say.
Oh, yeah.
Metal wants to go. Starchild said he beat the Sakura Wars demo.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. LPH says, cops killed G4. Yeah, it did. Because
Yep.
all of a sudden it just became the Cops Marathon channel.
LPA says, so maybe in 2022 we have a Code Veronica remake?
Possibly, unless if Capcom already has that in the works at this time. So maybe a 2021 for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X.
Or here's the twist: a Resident Evil 4 remake.
You know, like, how many remasters have already come out? Yeah, why not?
Oh yeah, just give it the
Just-
remake
yeah,
treatment
yeah.
it needs.
Well, yeah, have it more be like, RE2 and RE3, with like the over-the-shoulder kind of thing. Revamp, reimagine everything. Obviously, give Leon his modern look and everything else.
Go up against the, and you wouldn't be going up against zombies. You'd be going up against a bunch of homicidal maniacs from a village.
Hey, Sega,
Oh, yeah, Las Plagas.
look at Capcom and make a House of the Dead remake. One and two together,
Aren't they? Wait a minute. Aren't
I was gonna
they
say,
doing
like-
that?
I was gonna say, weren't there rumors that they were going to be porting
2 and 3?
2 and 3?
Yeah, to the Switch, the PS4, and Xbox One, I think.
Has it been announced?
Like
Yeah.
2 and 3 are good.
Oh yeah,
but
it's being worked on by the people who are putting out that Panzer Dragoon remake.
oh yeah, that's kind of cool. But hey,
Also-
Sega, you know what would be cooler than 2 and 3 that have got like more than a few re-releases? How about 1 and 4?
Yeah.
'Cause those are the ones
game-
that haven't
yeah.
been like 1 has only been like re-released like I think once. That was like the Saturn version, I think.
Yeah,
And then 4 hasn't got a console release ever.
yeah,
Yeah,
And
that's
I
right.
remember playing that in the arcade, and that actually was pretty dope with how it looked, because it definitely looked like a modernized it looked like a modernized rendition of what House of the Dead should be if it were to kept going in this day and age.
I was gonna say, and if you want to be really generous, you could also do a port of Overkill. But
Actually, the one I really want remake is in the same universe, but it's actually Zombie Revenge.
oh yeah, Zombies Revenge, yeah. The weird love child of House of the Dead and Dynamite Cop,
Yeah.
aka Die Hard Arcade.
I would really like a remake of that and Dynamite Deca
Mm-hmm.
or Dynamite
Okay,
Cop or whatever.
LPH mentioned Virtual Cop remake. Oh, that'd be dope. And
That'd be kind of cool, yeah. actually.
especially with VR and all that. If you want a light gun game, VR kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hell, if Bandai Namco, there's another one for you, Bandai Namco. Maybe shit out a new Gun Con and give
Yeah.
us a Time Crisis collection or something
Oh, that'd be yes.
that has
I've
like
never-
1, 2, 3, and 4 in it.
I remember playing with the Gun Con way back, and I remember being like 10, and the Gun Con was so big for me that like I had it was a handgun, but I held it like a shotgun
Oh yeah.
because it was so big.
Or if Konami wants some money, they could do the same thing with Silent Scope.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Child said, "Yes, it is. It is. By the way, yes, you're right. Panzer Dragoon is backwards compatible on Xbox One, Orta, that is. Right?
Yeah, Panzer
Yeah,
Dragoon
it was.
Orta it is backwards compatible with the Xbox One, but Panzer Dragoon
Yeah.
Orta, I remember that's the only game you can only play in 480i. You can't play it in 480p.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no progressive scam for you.
Yep. Sadly, because whenever I try to play in a progressive scan, the game's picture would be really wonky. So when I
Yeah.
turned that off, it's like, okay, so now it works.
Speaking of GameCube games, huh? Weren't they 480p?
Well, some of them had progressive scan, yeah. Not all of them, though.
And then Xbox had a few games that were progressive scan 720, right?
Yep, I remember The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction was one of them.
And I think a few even had 1080. I'm not even sure, but
And,
I
and
don't,
even Soul Calibur 2 on the Xbox was 720p.
yeah. Soul Calibur 2 is the big one I remember.
Mm-hmm. And I think it was the EA Sports games that were in 1080i.
And some PS2 games were 1080, like only 6.
Mm-hmm.
Gran Turismo was one of them. I remember that.
Oh, yeah. But now, since there's an official HDMI cable that came out for both consoles, you don't even have to worry about that anymore. Anyway,
Saw what LPH put. That's a good one.
it said, hey, Capcom, a reboot or on Captain Commando would be cool. Or a reboot of Captain Commando would be cool. Yes, it would.
Captain Commando.
Or even
Why
some
not?
of those. Or even some of those Capcom arcade games that still have not got a re-release yet,
Cyberbots
like the King of Dragons, or even
King Arthur would be. Knights of the Round would be.
Knights of the
yes,
Round
it would
Table,
be.
yeah.
Starchild asked, were the Ninja Gaiden original Xbox games 1080?
No, they were 480 max, 480p max.
Huh.
I even have the Xbox HDMI cable, and they will not go up over 480p.
Oh, for real?
For
hey,
reals.
you have one? I need to get one.
Yeah, it's that Pound Technology Xbox OG Xbox HDMI cable.
I luckily have my TV has a composite mode, but I still would like to get that sometime.
Miss,
you know?
do you really want to know what happened
right?
to Ryudo?
Mm-hmm. And I have both Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden Black for Xbox, so I got both versions.
One more thing.
Black.
Do not repeat this to anyone.
By the way, after this Metal, me and Starchild, I was playing with him, as you saw, and GBO too. And after this, you want to get on?
Do some Gundamming?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, I'll probably have dinner about when we finish, but yeah, after that, definitely.
Yeah.
This is where men came to polish their skills and pursue.
Here we got Colonel Campbell explaining a backstory behind Ryudo.
By the village chief after they lost their parents.
I need scissors. 61.
61. I heard that the purple tune for does a hard blink on Harakiri Rock. I need sisters. Sisters?
I need
what?
sisters. 61.
61 of them.
I never understood. When I first played that, I thought that was actual glitch, and I turned off the PS2.
Yeah, because
turn off the system.
Yeah, because he
right
would
now.
say, yeah. So I was like, oh god, the game's glitching. I'm turning it off after.
I would think. Well, you know that's Kojima.
Well, you know,
That's good old Kajumbo.
I need sisters. 61. I have a hell of a family right there.
Yes, Starchild mentioned, earlier today when we were playing, we beat Mad Bummish. Because I know there's two guys who play on GBO together all the time like we do. And yeah, that was the match that I got the Miracle Win clutch there.
Oh,
that's a cool cutscene happening. That's what flashback.
Mm-hmm.
Was admired for being the strongest swordsman in the
Oh yeah, with those camera angles of the swordplay and whatnot.
Melphus was admired for being the strongest swordsman in the village.
Melphus.
And then he's just like, whoop!
Yep. So he pretty much becomes Griffith in Ryudo's eyes, as he pretty much is the Guts of this universe. Even though he doesn't have that personality where he doesn't care anybody, like Guts does, but because he actually does care about people later on. And no violations either.
Eventually,
thankfully.
Unless if you want to count that whole Shin Megami Tensei-esque dungeons.
The good-natured
that's it'd be like, ugh, get that out. Or even one based on Ridley Scott Alien.
Yeah. Speaking of movie ripoffs, I wonder which movie ripoff land we're going next. Cyberbots is on the PS3 store. Yes, it's also in the Beat 'em Up collection, if I remember right.
Yeah. Capcom Beat 'em Up collection.
Yes, the Beat 'em Up bundle.
Or it's called in Japan the Belt Scroll collection.
And even had two that made their first appearance as re-releases, Battle Circuit and Armored Warriors.
Yeah, which is the kind of the forerunner to Cybots.
Mm-hmm.
I forget if it's Cyberbots or Armored Warriors where Lady Deviluke is in.
I was gonna say, because Cybots is what basically a fighting game.
Yeah.
Whereas, Armored Warriors is the
scrolling.
Is the scroller. Yeah.
The idol was a sword.
They do need to re-release Final Fight 3 because that kid Josh. I'm still Josh. Give me back my game.
Damn it, Josh.
Damn it, Josh. Give him back his copy of his Final Fight 3.
Friggin' Josh.
If you're watching, Josh.
Yeah, Josh.
which I doubt. But
I gave it exactly. It'd be funny if he did. It's like, is this that same kid from 20 years ago? Like,
Yeah, Josh. You took that game away, Josh.
the thing was, he was like, I gave it back to you. No, you didn't, Josh.
No, you didn't, Josh.
Oh, you did.
I gave you back your dumb Beavis and Butthead game.
Oh God, that game is
Oh,
terrible.
Yeah, I gave him back his crappy game. I gave it back to you. No, you didn't. I still only have Final Fight 1 and 2. No, actually, all I got is 1 right now. I don't even have 2 anymore. You know what? I would like to see a remake of the Super Nintendo Final Fight sequels 2 and 3, and a remake of the arcade version of 1.
And just to be accurate, give us a special version that you can only play as Guy.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Final Fight Guy.
Final Fight Guy.
And you know what?
Chiefs
And even a selectable mighty Final Fight mode.
Why not? Where they're chibi and it's all cute. Star Child says he has 1, 2, and Streetwise. Yeah, because 3 is so hard to find.
Oh,
Like,
Streetwise.
Josh.
Streetwise.
Josh.
Streetwise.
Streetwise. I had Streetwise and Beat Down Fist of Vengeance.
I never played
When they
Streetwise,
came
but
out.
I have played Beatdown Fists of Vengeance, and
Yeah,
and
both of them.
I was just coming
That
off of
was
playing
weird.
Grand Theft. I was just coming off of playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and that was the point where I kept hearing more and more games drop F-bombs, mature rated
Yeah.
games.
Capcom was trying to go edgelord American style for some reason with those two.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just letting, the whole reason why people like Final Fight.
Wait, people like Final Fight? Say what?
LPH says he played Final Fight 1 on the Game Boy Advance.
I had that game too. That one, did you have that one, Kyle?
No, I didn't.
Well, on that one, you could actually unlock the Street Fighter Alpha 3 versions of Cody and Guy.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it had cutscenes too and everything. It actually fleshed the story out of the first Final Fight.
Now that's cool.
Another game that did that, where you had cutscenes and all that, was Double Dragon Advance, which I loved that game. That game was dope. Because it was basically Super Double Dragon, but it actually had a story. And Super Double Dragon actually, didn't have a story, but it played the best. And LPA Star Child says Streetwise isn't as bad as people make it out to be, but it is a big transition from the previous Final Fight games. It had some really difficult. Yeah, I mean, I beat it. I stuck it out and beat it. Oh God, what happened there? He killed somebody?
As a backstory, no, he didn't kill anybody, but the whole Melphis guy did. To pretty much where he has a bitter hatred toward him. Ryudo does.
It wasn't awful. I mean, but yeah, it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. You could play it,
Uh-huh. You're talking about Double Dragon Advance, right?
I'm talking about Streetwise. Double Dragon Advance.
Streetwise. Ugh.
Double Dragon Advance is great, man. Like I said, it plays like Super Double Dragon, but it has story, and it was dope. That was like the GBA game I would play.
Ryudo. I should have filled your heart with light!
Oh.
at the side of the dead Rena.
No, in Streetwise, you could even fight Andori and fight Cammy.
The villagers
Really?
the island
Yeah.
found neither hide nor
Now
hair.
you're making me
They
more
were
curious and
optional.
actually wanting to play that.
Yeah, you know what? It would be funny. I want to see us do. You play it and it's like, why are you playing this game?
Idle.
It's not great, but it's also not terrible. It has some moments in it. Murderer, idol thief. This is how Memphis was now known.
Yes, idol thief.
So why was Ryudo being blamed?
Because of his brother. Ryudo
LPA
Well,
said,
because he could no longer live in the village because of his connection with his brother.
oh, because you just happen to be related. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because of his brother. What if a new Final Fight game you get to play as Major Cody? Mayor Cody. Why I say Major? That must have
Cody.
that must have
Major
been my
Cody.
never trusting anyone again.
Why does he join the army with
My
Guile
Puerto
or
Rican
something?
came out where I started saying Y as J.
I mean, we can all agree that we can all agree that the universe Final Fight Streetwise is in the same universe as the Street Fighter cartoon in the United States.
Killed by association. That's what happened to him. Yeah.
Guilty by association. I mean, you can definitely see why the characters in Final Fight have just this really bad, rough edgelord aggression when it comes to the Street Fighter universe, based on the cartoon. You know, how dare you hurt my Jessica? And nobody's listening.
Oh, I heard you. I wrote in the chat for you.
Because, yeah, the bouncer was not as cool as the previews made it out to be. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see that the game itself was like trying to be like a Final Fantasy VIII beat 'em up. Because the main character, he almost looked a bit like Squall with the hair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And of course,
the previews look so much better. I don't know what happened. I guess they had to rush it. I don't know.
Yeah, probably did, because they needed to get it as a launch window title.
You all of a sudden couldn't do. Yeah, they probably rushed it to make it launch. Because I remember when I got a PS2, it was the Bouncer and Tekken Tag Tournament. Those were the first, and guess which one I played more?
Tekken Tag Tournament.
Yeah,
of course.
I wanted to like the Bouncer. I beat it. I stuck it out and beat it.
Yeah, I did too. Even got all the characters.
Yeah. Yep. Unlocking all the yeah. Starchild said they need to make a game based on a Street Fighter 2V anime. Hey, they did. It's called Virtua Fighter. Oh, no. That's basically... No, but that's my favorite Street Fighter anime, basically. Show-wise, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was only one. That one.
I did like the OVA that came with the collector's edition for Street Fighter 4. It's called Street Fighter 4, The Ties That Bond.
Yeah, I saw it only once, but yeah, I liked it.
Mm-hmm. That was basically how I envisioned Street Fighter. It's like, you have the characters of Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Guile, Cammy, and Sakura being like the main protagonists of the Street Fighter lore. And then it just goes from there. I mean, I know a lot of people like to idolize Street Fighter as having the likes of, Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, and Guile being the ones who represent the face of Street Fighter, which they do, but I just felt that those characters who had a hand in the, trying to fix the, trying to stop Seth and Shadaloo were just like the main staple character, the main staple protagonists. It was like, finally, Street Fighter, an anime, has been idealized the way how I wanted it to be.
Street Fighter Alpha? What about Alpha?
Oh, it had itself a couple of movies.
Yeah, it had the Alpha movie and the Alpha Generations.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have both on DVD. Starchild says he thinks 2V is the best out of all of them, though. 2V was really good. I loved it. I don't know. I guess I do enjoy. Oh God, the first movie or 2V. Now I'm like, the 2 animated movie or 2V. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Who voiced Bison?
Who voiced Bison in
the dub?
The dub, I can't remember. Well, I know Ryu was voiced by the guy who voices Might Guy in Naruto. What's his name? Skip Stelricht?
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And because the guy who voiced Bison is also in the Gundam F91 movie as the bad guy in that. And what's funny, my dad called it right away. I didn't even realize until I looked up the credits. I was like, wow, my dad was right. My dad saw it with me. He was like, that's Bison.
I remember Chun-Li was voiced by Leah Sargent, whose name we have not even heard amongst anime for quite a while.
That's the mid to late 90s anime name right there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember back in them days, because the big anime people, voice actors, were the Ranma Half ones.
Mm-hmm. Ranma Half, Robotech.
Because I remember the Fatal Fury movie, when it came out, they were like, Terry Bogard is voiced by this guy from Ranma 1/2. They made that a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
that Star Shell does have a point about 2V. That 2V did not just
restrict itself to just reuse growth.
Yeah, like how Dragon Ball, always tends to be on the Ocean group. Yeah, Ocean. They were the big. Well, yeah, they were the ones who did Gundam and Dragon Ball and all that, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Canadia. Where you live, Metal.
Canadia.
Where you live, Metal. Canadia, right?
Canadia.
And me and Kyle live in Mercanium.
We live in Murica.
Go back to Germania.
Makes me want to sing America F yeah from Team America World Police. But only if we did not get in trouble by Twitch for swearing so much.
Gundam, Ranma, Inuyasha, Maizoni Koku. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, I don't know. Okay, so that was Ocean, dude. Yeah, because Ocean, they were like the big guys back in the day, yeah. But anyways, I was telling Wheels yesterday, we were recording Dragon Ball Show Me the Work, about how, voice acting, what was I talking about? Oh, Pioneer were the ones who released the DVDs, the home videos of the first 3 movies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
And he was like, what? And I blew his mind. I was like, yeah, dude, like, it was Pioneer. And, because I still have World's Strongest on DVD from that era. And,
I remember...
They were the ones who did Tenchi. And because I remember the Pioneer logo from Tenchi.
Yeah, I remember Pioneer and Genion and Funimation, ADV.
Genion, Pioneer became Genion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember that the whole Star Ocean EX anime was put out by Genion. And that was also done by Ocean Group.
Died. Remember ADV's previews? Do it now. Well, when I bought the Tekken movie on tape, it had the previews. And it had a preview for Legend of Crystania. And I was so confused by that preview. Because it had people turning into beastmen, right?
Uh-huh.
Like werewolves, and I thought it was a Bloody Roar movie.
Huh.
And turns out Legend of Crystania is actually a Record of Lodoss War movie.
Record of Lodoss War?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I told back then, I was like, huh. Ocean Group is contracted with Viz, he believes, Star Child said.
Yeah, yes they are. Because the Inuyasha DVDs are put out by Viz Media, as well as...
Crystania is a pretty crazy.
Even Death Note.
Death Note, huh?
Uh-huh. Because Ocean Group did the dub on that one.
Yeah, Crystania is a continuation of Lodoss. Because Crystania is all about... The main character, the bad guy, is the lover of my favorite... Of my waifu, even though she's already have her sight set on another man. But... Still, what's the word?
Bird is the word.
Unrequited love, whatever.
Unrequited love. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard requited, but I don't know.
Requited.
You're probably right. It's one of those words I've only read. I never heard.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyways,
it is quite a word. I'll say it that much.
Pyrotess is in that movie as one of the main good guys when she was a bad guy in Lodoss, and she's still my favorite character in all of anime, female wise.
Mm-hmm.
She's my waifu of waifus.
And of course, we also had Manga Entertainment, who did some distribution of DVDs, which I think Samurai. No, it was Cowboy Bebop. I think that got Manga Entertainment DVD distribution, and whereas Genion did Samurai Champloo.
LPH mentioned Ocean version of Dead Zone. People told him that's the best version of a DBZ movie.
Oh, I preferred World's Strongest more when it came to Ocean dub.
We just watched Dead Zone, LPH, funny enough. Keep a track on Dragon Ball Show Me the Works Twitter, Dragon Ball SMTW. on Twitter.
I think people actually like the ocean dub of Dead
And
Zone because they actually
you'll
did
hear our review on it.
because they actually liked it when Masako Nozawa did that funny song with Gohan when he was drunk off those berries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We watched it in Japanese too, because that's one of the things we brought up when we reviewed it. We're like, the dub didn't have the song.
Well, the Funimation one, but the Ocean Group, they did leave the Japanese song in there.
Yeah, but the Funimation one took it out, and we're like, ugh.
Yeah,
oh.
it's like, Funimation, what do you have against the Japanese? Seriously.
And Starshell mentioned out Ostrom is a cool character. Yeah, in Cristania, since he's possessed by a god or whatever, like Ostrom did one of the coolest things I've ever seen in that movie, where they try to fight him, right? And to show that he's a freaking god, unlike a lot of anime and video games, we're like, we're fighting a god, yet we can still fight him like one-on-one. Like, really? Mm-hmm. It's a god, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Legend of Cristania, Ostrom, to show that he's actually a god and they can't just fight him one-on-one, all he does is lean forward in his chair, right?
Uh-huh.
He leans forward in his chair, all of a sudden, boom! They all get knocked out. I was like, that's one of the coolest things I've seen.
Lean forward in his chair and then they all get knocked out?
Yeah! I'm like, but I loved it because I was like, exactly! If he's a god, why would he, like, why would he even exert himself? Like, he'd be so above them, he just like, I lean forward. He just leaned forward and went, I'm bored. And then boom, they were all knocked out.
I got a bird. His name is Ronnie. Said, well, tell Ronnie you got knocked the F out.
Starshell said he likes the Tree of Might the most out of the first three. Which is the one I have. Still.
The Christmas Tree of Might.
Cristania is a good movie. The series... I haven't seen the series version. Huh. Gotta see that then.
And as Vegeta put it in the DBZ Abridged, when it came to Christmas Tree of Might, this is so non-canon that it hurts.
Yeah, LPH, that's true. That was one of the things I mentioned in the podcast. Like, oh, not Wheels, actually. I mentioned it too, but yeah, like, we saw all them on Toonami. The only ones I saw first, like, was Cooler's Revenge, I think.
Oh, that's the one with, when they had Disturbed and...
Yeah, they had...
Deftones.
Yeah. Lord Slug had them too, and then all of a sudden, the second Cooler movie didn't.
Yeah, and then it wouldn't be until Broly until we hear Pantera.
Broly, Pantera comes, and all of a sudden it comes back with Pantera.
Tens. That's the name of the song.
Morose and old. Like, that's like, yo, what?
You know, it's kind of weird that they have that in a song for a movie, but all of a sudden it kind of fits in a cheesy sort of way.
Yeah. And then movie 9, BoJack had nothing, but then movie 10 had I forgot their name, but movie 10 had licensed band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Movie 8 also had Brave Combo. The first Billy movie had Brave Combo as well.
Yeah, and I remember I remember that the fourth and fifth movie also had the band Breaking Point doing some of the songs, like Coming of Age and the Phoenix. But I think they were more localized bands. They weren't really that famous. Like, I think a lot of the music from Broly Legendary Super Saiyan, aside from Pantera, a lot of the bands in that movie were pretty much just local bands. But yeah. Anyways, most of the DVD versions of the newer DBZ movies have alternate angles. You can choose to watch the normal film version of the credits instead of the edited American version. Yeah,
that's what that's for. I was like, what?
It's cool that there are some DVD movies that actually have that.
Oh yeah, especially in this day and age.
Yeah, because preservation's important, right?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
I mean, there's like certain ones where the preservation of a song, that's originally sung in Japanese shouldn't be maintained within the English dub of like any said anime or anime movie or whatnot. Because remember Ultimate Battle in Dragon Ball Super, but done by Funimation?
Oh, do not remind us of that blasphemy.
Oh, that's not blasphemy. That's heresy on Funimation's part, because they're pretty much trying to go back. They're trying to become like 4Kids.
Oh God, Kyle, you really want to get into the nitty gritty on which word is correct? You got a pastor's kid here, like, oh well, if you want me to go, which one is correct? It's blasphemy or heresy, the correct word here. Look,
it's autism.
All of a sudden, I get into a theological rant again, like I did during the El Shaddai stuff.
It's autism. That's what the definition of what they ended up committing. Autism.
Dark Child, oh yeah, I didn't know Pantera was based out of Dallas. Look at that. So
yeah. Uh-huh.
He says you can watch the movie in its normal format. Don't go full 4Kids. Yeah, there it is. That's what LP. That's what you were trying to say. LPH summed it up for you.
Yeah, don't go full 4Kids, which is what Funimation was doing for Dragon Ball Super.
Star Child used the words blasphemy.
Blasphemy.
Hey, sounds like a good new lore to me.
That sounds like something the devil would just wring his hands over, like, oh, that's a good word.
Blasphemy.
How do I commit that? The devil says.
How do I commit blasphemy?
That's the 10th circle of hell right there. Blasphemy.
They made a new one just for that. I thought there was only 9. We made a 10th just for this new sin.
And it probably kicks all the other sins' ass if it fought in a battle with the others.
So they were personified like in that show. Was it 7 Deadly Sins?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
A lot of people like that show. I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, I mean, I like it under the suspension of disbelief, pretty much.
Have you watched that, Metal? 7 Deadly Sins?
No, I haven't actually.
It's on Netflix. I keep seeing it. I never actually watched it.
Like I haven't seen it. So.
I keep scrolling by it on Netflix.
Season 3 is currently airing in Japan, but the Netflix rendition of season 3 won't arrive until season 3 has been completed in Japan.
Hope more JoJo comes out so you could finally watch it.
Because I still want to see Stardust Crusaders and Battle for Egypt.
We want JoJo. We want JoJo. JoJo.
Starshaw said a guy he worked with liked 7 Deadly Sins, but he said the game was garbage.
Oh yeah, the Knights of Britannia. Yeah, that game was utter dog crap.
That reminds me, I have not caught up on Black Clover, and I actually like Black Clover. The manga more than the anime, but
and even Black Clover has a video game, which I also think that was pretty bad as well.
It was like an MMO type deal. Like I don't know what they were going for there.
Mm-hmm. But we do know that Fairy Tail is getting a.
It's finally ending. They're finally putting the manga. The finale.
Mm-hmm. But they do have a video game that's coming out too, and it's
too.
And it's like, I think it's supposed to take more cues from like the 3D Star Ocean games based on its gameplay, because that's what it's looking like to me.
Dark Childs agreed with you. Yeah, the Black Clover game was kind of bad. Yeah, I was sad about that. If you want to get into Black Clover, here's the best thing to do: get a Shonen Jump subscription for $2 and just read the manga.
Mm-hmm.
I've been reading Dr. Stone slowly but surely on the Shonen Jump app.
Oh yeah, how is Dr. Stone so far?
It's funny. I like it a lot. It kind of gets in your face too much with how the main character's like science.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's his shtick, but it's like take it down a notch, bro.
I know some of the characters in Dr. Stone have that face where they're like the faces of the characters from the Fooly Cooly anime, where they're like, oh!
Yeah. It's weird.
It is so weird when they make that face. It's just like, ooh! I was about to say, great conversation topic, huh?
Oh, Star Child mentioned how the Black Clover game had frame rate issues, which is like the last thing you want in a competitive. It was supposed to be a competitive game. Like, can't have frame rate issues in a competitive game.
You cannot.
Look at League of Legends and stuff, man. You can't have no frame drops, man. That's why League of Legends was made the way it was, so it could run on a potato.
Oh,
even. So that way, no matter what system you're on, you're not going to have frame rate issues. Speaking of League, they're making that fighter still, right?
I think so. Yeah, they didn't announce that it was canceled or anything.
Yeah. It looked kind of good and I'm not even a League guy at all, but it's like a Persona. You want me to get into something, you got to make a fighter first.
Yeah. Like, the only way for you got in Persona was because of Persona 4 Arena, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Now I'm playing the RPG, like, I played 3-4, I beat 3 twice, I beat 4 3 times.
I don't know exactly which...
The stream just glopped on me.
It glopped on you?
Yeah, okay, it's fine now.
Okay. I don't know what game actually got me into or like what spinoff actually got me into like a mainline franchise, to be honest.
No? I guess nothing for him.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Was there anything you got into because you got into spinoff first?
I'm gonna have to think back here.
Yeah.
Well, if I had to be more precise, maybe Metroid Prime, the original, how it got me into the Metroid franchise.
Yeah, I think I was the same way. I got into Prime first, yeah.
The OG Metroid, yeah.
Because I didn't play... I think I played Fusion after Prime.
Yes.
Yeah, with me it was Fusion. It was my first. So,
and I played Metroid Prime first, and then I went into
I played
Super
Prime,
then
I played Fusion, then I played Zero Mission.
Then I played Super Metroid, and then Fusion, and then...
Fusion still gives me the... Oof.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny. That game's technically not a horror game, but that game... Yo, I feel...
Oh, yeah, especially with...
That's just a little Game Boy game, and I'm over here feeling mad tense and everything, like...
Because of Samus X chasing after you, right?
Yeah. That's...
Yeah, it's like... That's like Nintendo's own version of Nemesis or the Terminator there.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, Lord, is she coming?
The untitled goose is named Samus X.
Gosh, it's hard to think of a spin-off. Oh, there's plenty I could think of also that were technically spin-offs that I got into, but it's like for shows and stuff. Like, technically, I watched Good Times. That's technically a spin-off of Maude, but I got into Good Times.
Oh, good point.
And How the Jeffersons is technically a spin-off of All in the Family.
The Family, yeah.
Yep. And How Family Matters is technically a spin-off of Perfect Strangers.
Yeah.
Which I can't believe last year I spent like a whole 6 weeks
you
watching
watched the
all
whole
9
show?
seasons of Family Matters.
You poor soul.
Well, I wouldn't say poor soul because I actually thought the show was pretty good.
Like it's... Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's... As it goes on, it loses a little bit of its luster, I guess, as...
Yeah.
Yeah, it did, because I remember watching it all the time back in
because the show started focusing more and more on Urkel's insane shit.
Exactly. LPH, and they're all in the same universe. I like JoJo.
But yeah, I think that was like the only video game I know that...
Oh! Speaking of JoJo, that's how I got into JoJo! It was the fighter first. I didn't... It was the Heritage for the Future. The one we played.
Oh yeah, JoJo... Yeah, whatever...
I never knew about the manga until that game came out.
Well, the more you know.
And back then, I never bought it because I thought it was a porn game. I was like, why is it called
as we have
Bizarre
established.
Adventure? Yeah. I was like, it's called Bizarre Adventure, so I thought it was like his weird shenanigans in bed. Like
His weird sexual shenanigans.
Oh no, it's just punching, a lot of punching. Oh, okay.
A lot of auras.
And yeah,
Pray that we shall be safe ahead.
got into JoJo through the fighter.
Now I'm thinking it. No, it's really hard to. Well, I'm sure it's not hard to determine, but I'm pretty sure there is a game where the spin-off was actually a lot better than the mainline games.
Oh yeah, there's plenty. I just can't think of any right now. But watch,
Yeah.
I can think of. You know what? I'm probably gonna get flack for this if people who cared about Drakengard were here, but Nier's better than Drakengard.
Oh yes, Drakengard. Now that's an oldie buddy goodie.
But I like Nier more. So.
Mm-hmm.
There's one for you. For me, in my opinion.
Hey, it's cool.
I like Nier, the spin-off, more than the Drakengard. And also Persona. I like Persona more than Shin Megami Tensei.
There you go. Yeah,
Which is also something people would probably kill me over.
I'm pretty stumped on what I actually enjoyed more.
Don't you like
in
Cold Steel
spin-off.
more than Legend of Heroes?
Well, Trails of Cold Steel is part of the. The Trails sub-series. It is part of the mainline installments for the Legend of Heroes IP, but it's just it's its own like saga or anthology, basically.
Right. So spin-off. So, do you like Trails more than Legend?
Do I like Trails of Cold? Well, I haven't even played the other Trails games or the other Legend of Heroes games because we never really got a lot of. We only got like 2 Legend of Heroes games before the Trails games came out, but still, we still have not gotten all the Trails games yet because there are a couple that were either on the PSP or the PlayStation Vita that actually were released in Japan before Trails of Cold Steel. I think it was called like Trails to Zero and Trails to Azure or something like that, and they were. It was a duology that was based in another country within the main continent, which Trails in the Sky and Trails of Cold Steel is a part of.
LPH said he became a fan of Spider-Man and Batman because of the 90s cartoons.
And StarTel says he has the Legend of Heroes movie. Oh, cool.
And Sonic also because of the cartoon, not because of the game. LPH said.
And a lot of people say that Jaleel White is the best Sonic the Hedgehog voice. And he is, but in the cartoons.
That's no good.
Because he never voiced Sonic in the video games. I mean, there's a big difference. I mean, just whenever I hear people say, who's your favorite voice in Sonic the Hedgehog in video games, and they always say Jaleel White. I was like, he was never in the video games.
Cartoon only.
Yeah, it's like they don't even acknowledge the video games whatsoever.
That's like saying, who's your favorite Ken voice actor? Oh, Scott McNeil. He was only in the USA cartoon as Ken.
Yes.
And you're a loser. That's still one of my favorite things.
You're a loser.
LPH said, I think he thinks Disney has more spin-offs than anime.
Yeah, it does. And it's still hard to imagine how anime still does not have like a shared universe like DC Comics and Marvel Comics. I mean, sure, you have like the Jump universe, but
The closest
still,
thing is Gundam, and even then. And then Gundam has AUs, which aren't in the shared universe.
Mhm.
But then those AUs do have spin-offs that are in the shared... Metal, help me out here. Like, Gundam Wing is an alternate universe, right?
Yeah, it's one
But
of
then
the...
it has spin-offs in Gundam Wing that are part of that universe that are all
Yeah, there's side material and such. Yes, that's part
And
of
then-
that.
Universal Century Gundam is like...
It's
you
its own monster.
has a ton of stuff just from the 1 year war alone.
Oh yeah.
Which I always kind of felt that having more Gundams kind of defeats the purpose of the original, where they said Amuro is supposed to be the ace pilot, which he still kind of is, I guess. But like, but these other Gundams were around that were just as strong, apparently. But
yeah, but those were just under other Gundams.
And the thing is, like, well, Amuro's the ace pilot, but then I'm watching the original trilogy, the movies, based off, which is the original show, just cut up.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, Amuro is, like, they're like, we're so ragtag. We don't even have anybody. We don't even have supplies. We don't have nothing. And yet, like they're trying to make it seem like they're just fighting against all odds. But then it's like the other spin-offs are like, no, what? No, the Fetties had all this stuff. Since when?
Exactly.
LPH said best Batman is Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
And Starshell said he discovered Macross through Macross Plus. I think I did too, because I didn't know before knowing Robotech was Macross. Makudos. Speaking of Macross Plus, you know who's the voice for the main character, right, Kyle?
Oh, who?
Isamu Alva Dyson, the main character in Macross Plus, is voiced in English by none other than Bryan Cranston.
Oh, yes. I forgot that Bryan Cranston actually... Well, I forgot that there were actually some famous actors in Hollywood who actually...
He used a pseudonym in the credits. It's like Lee Stone or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some actors in Hollywood actually did have a role in Japanese anime to an extent. And I think
remembers, of course.
And I think Manai Noji voiced was actually the voice of what was her name? The main female character in Tales of Exilia.
I don't remember her name.
I think it was like Milla Maxwell or something. She was the blonde. But anyways. But yeah, it's just like... it's amazing how there are those who will... and even you have people like Sam Jackson who really does enjoy anime, and one of the anime adaptations he wanted to do was Kite, and he got his wish because we did have a Kite film that was based on the manga and anime.
Trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, I know, right? Because
wasn't Kite a hentai?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And then so was Mezzo, which is by the same creator.
Mm-hmm. And I think
I actually prefer the non-hentai version. Hentai version kind of kills the story to me. Like it make.
And I think Keanu Reeves was even a fan of like Cowboy Bebop, and he wants to play Spike Spiegel.
I did hear
a live-action adaptation.
Yeah. I remember hearing that.
Which I wouldn't have any qualms with.
Starshell said he discovered Pat Labor or Pat Labor, what do you want to call it, through the New Files series.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Flash. What are you doing?
What's Barry Allen doing?
All of a sudden, the Flash updater is like, update Flash. I'm like, I'm not even using it. Nor, like, what?
I guess Barry Allen's giving you some crap with the Flash program, right?
Starshell said, yeah, he has, the Kite movies are weird. He has that, and he has Mezzo and Mezzo Forte, yeah. Because I saw Mezzo Forte first, and that was just a regular show that had no... And then I find the original Mezzo, and I'm like, oh, hey, that's that character. Like, then it was like, the hentai version. And I was like, oh, no.
There are only a few. I mean, there's hardly a lot of movies that are based off manga and anime that actually do well being adapted into Hollywood, and one of the few that actually does well is Edge of Tomorrow, but with Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one.
All You Need Is Kill.
That and Guyver 2 with David Hayter, where he went under the name Sean Barker in that movie. That's your
territory, Metal Guyver.
Not MacGyver or MacGyver, just Guyver. And Corpse appeared again.
Yeah.
So much for Mega Man Dude and Master Looker trying to give commentary, right?
LPH said that was an anime? I think for...
if you're talking about Edge of Tomorrow, yes. Edge
of Tomorrow, yeah. It was called All You Need Is Kill. Is the...
Mm-hmm. I mean, sure, they did some things differently, like with the ending, how... Like, Tom Cruise's character in that movie has the power to shape reality because of the alien race's power.
Uh-huh.
where I think he just pretty much ended up killing the aliens, or like getting to the heart of the alien matter and just destroying them for good, and then all of a sudden the anime or the manga just ends off right there. Whereas in the movie, it shows that he gains the power to shape time and space the way he wants it to be, where the alien race that attacks their planet doesn't even exist.
Yeah. I'm giving LPH the name of it if he wants to search it for Edge of Tomorrow.
That's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know it's fine. It's my channel.
Yeah, exactly. And besides, you're the one looking at the chat along with Metal.
Wherever he is.
I'm here.
Oh, hey, there's Corpse.
No, I've been buzzing around a little, but...
Oh. I want to say it's dogs, but I don't know.
Well, dogs, animals, etc. But yeah.
I mean, I would have given my dogs a walk today, but all of a sudden it just got butt cold.
Ooh. I bet.
It's raining here all of a sudden, where I am.
All of the sudden.
A whole nother. What's the other one? I forgot what Stewie said, that he'd kill people if they
Yeah,
said,
I don't remember.
all of the sudden, a whole nother. Intensive purposes instead of intense and yeah. He said they shall be executed. Oh, this isn't Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
This isn't Final Fantasy at all.
Stewie, do you know if Fox has any plans to bring back Futurama? What magazine are you from? Entertainment Weekly? Snapped Sky's neck.
Oh, speaking of Disney and stuff and Fox, earlier today on Freeform, what used to be ABC Family, they're actually showing The Simpsons.
Really?
I never thought I'd see The Simpsons on ABC Family.
It's not even a family show.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, exactly.
Disney, or Disney, what is wrong with you?
All you need is Disney.
Disney World.
Disney World Adventures.
Disney World.
Gotta get them baguettes.
I pray that we shall be safe ahead.
Kyle, get on PS4 after this.
Oh yeah?
Cause what I'm gonna do is, you don't have to play, but I'm gonna start a party chat, and we'll just...
Okay.
And that way, if Alex is asking where we are, just tell him, get on party chat.
Alright. I'll have to grab me some dinner real quick, and then I'll jump on.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, it's like, when you get on, you'll see an invite.
Okay. Sure.
Starshot says Discovery Family shows the original Transformers and G.I. Joe cartoons early in the month. Really?
Now that's interesting.
I should look for that and record those then. Right? At DVR. Record them. G.I. Joe.
I had a tree that hurled an apple at me.
Well, it's better than shooting math.
It's true.
Like Michael Kirkbride was saying, Elder Scrolls. Trees shoot math.
Shoot
LPH.
math.
Oh, LPH just checked because of what I said on Simpsons being on Freeform. He just checked and he said that they're showing Family Guy now, which is definitely not.
Now that's interesting.
It's definitely not a family show at all.
No kidding.
And which is weird because they show 700 Club. That's kind of weird showing like Family Guy then like right after 700 Club.
700 Club.
It's like, hey, these two things are not the same.
I remember when South Park parodied the 700 Club when they had Starvin' Marvin come back making his second appearance, and he and his tribe moved to a different planet in a different galaxy, and then the 700 Club was trying to get money to, you know, get their new airship that's powered by God, so that way they can actually, you know, bring the spirit of God and salvation towards the Kenyan people. I always just thought that was pretty weird how they did that as a episode.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
Oh yeah, it was, and they had Sally Struthers in that, who they were parodying Jabba the Hutt in that episode. Yeah, she was a huge tub of shit in that cartoon.
Oh man.
And I say that nonchalantly. I mean, it's kind of like when JR said that Jungle Boy Jack Perry pinned Chris Jericho unofficially when Marco Stunt gave the 3 count during AEW Dynamite back on Wednesday. JR was like, he pinned Jericho unofficially, and I do stress unofficially.
Of course. You got to specify unofficially official.
Excuse me.
Jerry, you remember that though, right? That the best moment of AEW Dynamite that night was when Jack Perry pinned Chris Jericho and Marco Stunt did the 3 count.
Counting. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
And then when JR, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone were giving previews on what's to come next for AEW Dynamite or for next week, then all of a sudden Jericho and Jack Hager, or Jake Hager or Jack Swagger came over and they were like, that doesn't even count! They were screaming off the top of their heads, and then JR was like, oh, that scared the shit out of me.
Speaking of Marco Stunt, I'll say for the chat because you already know what I call him, so I'll tell. The inside joke with him is I keep calling him Pauly Shore.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Pauly Shore.
Yeah, he does. But still, that was brilliant with the Marco Stunt doing the 3 count. And all of a sudden, Jericho getting so salty about the whole thing. That doesn't even count! Unofficially it did.
Toronto.
Okay. Oh, cool. We got some. There are a couple weapons that I do need to equip our characters. It's like some of the things you get out of treasure chests. You really don't even. It's like you don't even pay attention half the time. There we go. Double moon. There's your double cheese, mofo.
I could go for one right about now.
Double cheese.
A double cheeseburger.
Oh, no, not even remind me of that guy who somehow didn't like seeing you there.
He's like, I need a cheeseburger. I'm like,
I was like,
okay.
that was so random. I'm like,
I know.
Huh?
I was just telling you to calm down, and then somebody commented, that guy should eat a cheeseburger.
Like, okay.
Oh, wait a minute, Jerry. Not a cheeseburger, a bees churger.
Bees churger.
Oh, that's talking about how Sephiroth is a
bitch.
One of the best ones ever.
Sephiroth is.
But I hear Sephiroth was a bitch.
He can't even show up on time. This game's showing up all late. Final Fantasy VIII Remaster is already out.
Yeah.
Although, boy, there's some stuff.
Which I still need to pick. I still need to pick up the remastered version of that game at some point. I still have not put in the time or effort to actually get secure in a purchase.
Star Child did the buddy because that's what Pauly Shore did.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he said they're showing Home Alone, or another spin-off he saw, which was he saw AD Police first, then which ties into Bubblegum Crisis. Bubblegum Crisis. That was the anime all the people my age were talking about back in them days. Mm-hmm. Have you seen Bubblegum Crisis? And I'm like, should I? And they're like, yes. I'm like, okay.
It was either Bubblegum Crisis or Tenchi Muyo.
That's the one I got into. Everybody went Bubblegum Crisis, I went Tenchi Muyo. And that's, you know how I got into it? My dad rented it randomly from Blockbuster, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, the ending of the tape said, oh, hey, buy the series. And we were like, what? And then we were like, we need more of this. And then ever since then, man, we'd always go to Suncoast and look for new episodes on tape.
And those tapes were expensive as
Yes.
hell.
Oh god, Suncoast overpriced the crap out of everything. Man.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so you had one, yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah, you're
I didn't
Midwest,
have
yeah.
one, but I've been to one.
Yeah, you forget you're Midwest. Because Wheels like, I don't remember Suncoast. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Chicago. Like, Midwest, we had it. I don't know what the Canadian version equivalent would be with wheel metal of Suncoast.
Oh yeah, I think we did have Suncoast, or was
Oh.
that? Or am I thinking of? I don't know. I might be thinking of something else. It sounds familiar.
But basically, what was your store that had anime tapes back in the day? Since it wasn't as widely known.
widely known. Honestly, it was probably HMV. Which
Heard that-
which was primarily a music place, but they also had movies and stuff too. But yeah, they seem to carry a lot of anime. So.
Ah,
And I also remember specifically getting the first two Pokemon movies from a Warner Brothers store up here.
Huh.
Because when they did the second movie, they did a giveaway with the Pokemon TCG where you got like a giant oversized card if you bought the movie, like on the day of release.
Uh-huh.
So, and I still have that kicking around here somewhere.
Got it. Perfect. Should be getting to a save spot very soon because I'm running low on hit points and magic points. We're also got to get my party members to eat their beast charters. Oh, there I was trying to get into the,
They're sour.
was trying to get into the, whole thingamajigger, and then all of a sudden, now I'm in another battle with 3 more of those,
PH mentioned,
Playbirds.
yeah, that he saw anime was either on TV or someone else's tape, and yeah, Star Child remembers the prices. He said he would have some tapes of Maison Ikoku, and it would have an advertisement advertising the next tape that only had 2 episodes for $29.99.
Mm-hmm.
One tape, 2 episodes, $29.99. Yeah, exactly. I have a tape of Mold Diver, 1 episode, $30.
Alright, so what you guys have planned for this coming week?
Oh.
No.
Well, I'm gonna do GBO 2. Now, whether or not I'm gonna do Shenmue depends if people want to see it. Alex says he wants to see it because, as you were there for that, right?
Yes.
Friday? That basically he found a new waifu. With
Yep.
Shui.
Shooting.
And it's sad that there's so little fan art of her.
Yeah, I know.
Shenmue. Oh,
Shooting is like the ultimate waifu in the Shenmue universe. And that's sad that there's just only one. And even though Sean Connery says there can only be one, I'm sorry, but there can only be more than just one. And Shu Ying is amongst that more than just one crowd. And for me personally, I go back to work on Monday because I had my week vacation for this week.
oh man. So do you work on Christmas?
No, but I do work on Christmas Eve.
Oh.
But it's only from the morning until early afternoon, so it's not that much. So I'm all good.
Oh yeah. As for me, well, other than obviously my usual streaming, I do have some appointments I need to go to a bit later on in the afternoon. in the week. I mean, but
And there are
you know.
and there are some people I still need to get Christmas gifts for.
Oh yeah, same here.
LPH said, and I have tapes of old black movies back in the day.
Gotta work.
And Star
Oh,
Child
nice.
said, I think there's a couple movies I have like that. Cause trying to think of what movies I had. Oh well. Star Child says I only work 4 days this week, so he'll probably just watch anime and play games.
Yeah, that's
I probably gotta draw like I never draw before for Lady Mr. Searchy and get some money, because you know it's the only way you get money these days from drawing is
Oh yeah.
draw lewd.
yeah.
What? How do you make money from art? Draw lewds.
Lewds.
Basically.
People want the eye candy.
What sucks
yeah.
is that the professional site that I use to apply to Capcom. Well, they don't let you put up those kind of works, and I'm like, but those. I bet if I put up those works, I probably would have been like, got hired. I was like, oh, you put a lot more effort into these art. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Never defy Jerry's work.
Threat eliminated.
And that was a ungrateful sin that they would, give you the cold shoulder and say, "No, you're not hired."
Well, the thing was like they sounded interested at first too.
Well, yeah,
They were-
I mean that's the irony.
They were like, "Oh, you have a good resume." So then why, like, Starchild said he got the Maizoni Koku Blu-ray set. Yes, and he showed me it. And it came with the OVA he never saw. You know, if you like Maizoni Koku, what's that other good one? Kimagure Orange Road. Ever heard of that one? That's the other one that was good.
I don't think I did.
Kimagure Orange Road?
Himagore Orange Road.
Yeah,
Nope.
look it up when you're
When we're
free.
done.
Yeah. If you want to get on the PS4 party chat. Oh, Starchild has it.
Okay.
He has Orange Road. It's good too. It is. Stop. Hibari-kun. No, that's a different one.
Himagure Orange Road. All right, so we're inside a dark, forbidden mountain of some sort. And
Grail Mountain.
Grail
Sure.
Mountain.
So it looks like it got infected or something by stuff.
Yeah. Looks like the plague right there, doesn't it?
Here's where it began.
Yes. So it begins.
Kimagure Orange Road is like a cross between Maizoni Koku and Ranma. It is, yeah. See the Lord Gratis.
Which
The only thing I do know.
Ranma 1/2 was
no.
basically
Elmar.
was basic. That show's inspiration is what WayForward used when they created Shantae, because Shantae's a half genie.
He
The half
killed
genie
Rita.
hero.
Yeah. Why? Well, hey, Mr. Todd Coward, it actually makes sense in that retrospect. Not your games where they're buggy and glitchy as hell, and you say, it just works. No, it doesn't, sir.
Well, especially, after the most recent shit with Fallout 76.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reloading your gun breaks your armor.
And
Why?
hey, pay
Because-
for these private servers. Oh, they're not private. Oh, it deleted everything too.
Oh.
I know, like... Seriously.
Starshell said the main guy in Orange Road has teleportation powers, and LPH said, what? Are you talking about Fallout and all that? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Fallout 76 messed up bad. Which is
Well, they keep messing up bad.
understatement of the century, I know.
Messed up Fallout for Fallout's reputation for good. I mean, you thought Fallout 4 was bad? Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
I was just like, just do a Fallout 5. No, let's reuse these assets for an MMO nobody asked for.
And better yet, let's continue using the same goddamn engine. The
Exa-
aging the aging Gamebryo
Oh
engine.
God,
that,
yeah, how
is
yes.
really starting to show its age.
And the fact that Todd Howard, remember when he first talked about it, he was like, brand new graphics and all that. No, it wasn't. And yes, Star Shaw said Fallout 76 dookied all over itself.
Yep. Fallout 76 with special performance by Green Day. Why? Get it? They released their album called Dookie so long ago.
I get it.
And LPA said, and yet I buy WWE 2K20 because I'm a mark.
And speaking of broken games,
yeah, that's another one. Yeah, boy. What happened? They did a patch, and the patches don't work, and the people leaving, all those artists they all left 2K.
Mm-hmm. Or don't you mean Bethesda?
No, 2K for WWE 2K20.
Oh, WWE 2K20.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was watching the news about that, because and Matt did a what happened on it, and I actually watched it.
Oh yeah, I saw that one too. Yeah, that's a good one.
What happened?
That like a lot of the 2K people are leaving, and yeah.
Here I am trying to figure out where to go. But, they got about 10 minutes. I think we can try to find where I'm supposed to go next.
Find a safe spot, and then we can wrap it up.
Yeah, I'd say that's about good enough. We could just head back to that save spot. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind.
Yeah, I think you found.
Yeah, I found it. Oh, there's Melphis again.
Oh God! So he basically is Griffith, just not as messed up. But
yeah, he's not. Yeah, he doesn't look messed up as Femto.
But he basically pulled a Griffith, just not as messed up as what Griffith did. But
yeah,
I want to portray you for power.
And yet you did, and I hate you forever. So
that's sad. What Star Shot put about WWE? He's in a Discord for. There you go. Now we can wrap it up.
Yeah, we can.
There's a Discord for the WWE 2K games for creating stuff, and the whole creative community is dead because of what they did with 2K20.
Oh, sadness.
Good job, 2K. Good job.
Yeah, good job.
Because
2K.
they broke it so that you had to make a whole new account just to use stuff from 2K19. Because you basically signed a contract if you started part 2K20 saying you can't use. So yeah, you guys plug and what do you expect to do and yada yada blah 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 blah.
Okay, so you can follow me on youtube.com/RPGreviews. That's where I do my created content. Like I said, I'm currently taking a break because of the whole COPPA controversy going on. I'm just waiting till the New Year's comes and passes, so that way I can get back on track with my content. And I do have a new live stream series that I'm currently working. I mean, not a live stream, but a new retrospective series I'm working on until I get back to Final Fantasy XIV, or when I get started on that sometime in 2020. But in the meantime, you can also find me through social media at facebook.com/RPGreviews and twitter.com/RPGreviews. Follow me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/RPGreviews. And I'm not sure when I'll return to live streaming. Hopefully sometime soon or right around the beginning of the year. Don't know. But you can also see the archives of my live streams on youtube.com/RPGGameRiff Solo, which I now renamed to RPG Livestream Archives. So be on the lookout for more content coming from me in the future. And really had a lot of fun with Grandia today, and I'm looking forward to playing more Grandia 2 next week.
Yeah, Starchild explained it. The image uploader for 2K19 won't work if you start 2K20 and agree to the license agreement. Your image uploads will only upload to 2K20. Hey.
Cool. The hell?
Alright, go ahead, Metal.
Alright, follow me on Twitter at VisibleNinja0, and of course on YouTube at Visible Ninja Dojo. Check out the streams I'm part of, other than the Geek Fighters, obviously. Namely, Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Visible Ninja Dojo on YouTube, where we do our little show where we talk about Gundam, Tokusatsu, and whatever else we feel like. And of course, check out the Hero Club stream, which is Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Hero Club for Life. Like I said, we're currently playing through Final Fantasy III, and Boy, it's sure has been a time, and we're actually making progress.
It's the real Final Fantasy 3, by the way, not Final Fantasy 6.
Yes, not Japanese 6. But, yeah, that whole mislabeling thing was stupid, but hey, it's a thing that happened, so what can you do, right?
Yeah.
You got your 1, but then you got your 2, which is actually 4, and then you got your 3, which is actually 6.
That is true. The 2K20 image upload doesn't work, and the last patch did corrupt saves. Yep.
Oh God, everybody's doing so good, aren't they?
Were you done, Metal? Sorry.
Basically. So yeah.
All right. As for me, you can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/FighterCoust, twitch.tv/FighterCoust. All social media, it's FighterCoust. That's FighterXaos on pretty much everywhere. So you can find me, check out my Twitter, specifically for my pinned tweet, where you can find out if you can help me pay my bills, because I'm money woes, haven't found a job woes,
Those always suck.
If it's in your heart to if it's in your heart to give, do so. And if you don't have any money but you still want to help out, just read my webcomic that's linked in my pinned tweet. Like, the pinned tweet has the link for you to just give money and the link to just read my webcomic. Read it and spread it out, and that also helps me out.
Indeed.
Or comics, webcomics, plural, but yeah. There's one that I work on all the time and one that I just do whenever I feel like. All right,
so join us here next Saturday when we play more Grandia 2, and it will be our last stream before Christmas, and then we should have one more after that before closing out 2019. But Dreamcast year, or 20th anniversary of Dreamcast year, is coming to an end pretty soon, and a lot of us are sad, but let's end it off with a bang. But we will continue Dreamcast games in one way or another, but we'll just continue on where we are for the time being until we get to 2020. And to sign off, I'm Double RPG.
I almost said.
Oh God, my dyslexia is rubbing off on you too.
It is Visible Ninja.
Double Visible Ninja.
I'm Fighter Kaus.
And Kaus, your 2 words, please.
Nimu, kanyo.
Piccolo popping bottles. Peace out, everybody. Laters.
Oh.